everyone, and welcome to Philly Live. I'm Sheila Watko. We begin today with a story I'm really proud to share with you. In the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection, one nonprofit believes that harm reduction is love. The Everywhere Project aims to provide support to people who use drugs, break the stigma around substance abuse, and treat all of our neighbors with dignity and respect.
The opioid crisis in Philadelphia.
The opioid crisis in our region.
Philadelphia's opioid crisis.
In 2021, 1,276 people died as a result of overdoses in Philadelphia, the highest number on record. The crisis is ongoing, but a grassroots nonprofit called the Everywhere Project is trying to make a change. It all started when co-founder Shannon Ash was a student at Temple University.
I just started getting Narcan and going down in the subway and distributing it and going to the dollar store and getting peanut butter and jelly, and I was just like making sandwiches and giving them out with Narcan.
That's how she met Jen Scheinfeld, who was also handing out Narcan. 4 months later, they founded the Everywhere Project to provide food and harm reduction to people without housing, individuals living with food insecurity, and people who use drugs.
Both my parents had severe problems with substance use throughout my life. They both passed on. My dad died when I was 11 as a result of his substance use. So I think it's important that people are able to talk about it without feeling stigmatized or ashamed, because people go through it regardless of their background, socioeconomic status, the way that they present to others.
The Everywhere Project runs outreach sites once a week in both Kensington and Love Park. Volunteers provide meals, Narcan, testing strips, syringe kits, wound care, toiletries, clothing, anything the community may need.
So just different things that help people to feel like people and to know that they're cared about and matter. There was someone who really liked coloring, so I got him some coloring books and some crayons. Or like someone else that liked to read, so like I would bring him books sometimes, he'd read them, give them back to me. Harm reduction just takes the perspective that people are going to do what they're going to do, and we can support them by making these things safer. I think the best example of that is like teen pregnancy. Teen pregnancy has gone down so much since we started to provide access to birth control and condoms and things like that. And my hope is that we can do the same with overdoses by providing people adequate access to harm reduction support.
So, how can we help? Anyone is welcome to volunteer, and many of the volunteers are people who have received support as guests on the other side of the table.
So many of the people that volunteer with us are people that are unhoused or don't have a very good sense of community, and we love that they feel like they can be a part of ours.
The organization needs water bottles. Hydration is an important factor in reducing overdoses. They need food donations, hot dishes donated by restaurants or made by community members, or frozen meals. Volunteer cooks are also needed to pick up donated ingredients and prepare dinners.
We have 15 regular cooks, and the youngest one's 73. So we need to get them some help.
Fundraising is the biggest challenge the Everywhere Project faces. All funding comes solely from donations. Shannon hand makes t-shirts and merchandise in her home to raise money.
We have submitted more than 40 grant applications and been denied for every single one of them.
Shannon, what is your ultimate goal for the Everywhere Project and for the city of Philadelphia?
Our long-term goal for the Everywhere Project would be to have a mobile syringe service program where we could provide services in all sections of the city, and also to have an outreach site every day of the week in different parts of the city.
You know, my goal for the city of Philadelphia is to put some trash cans out here, to put some water stations out here, to have bathrooms. I mean, that seems like 3 really basic human rights.
Being able to have organizations work together more often, because together we can do more. And just generally working on that stigma and the way that we treat people.
My goal for the Everywhere Project is to not to be needed.
The Everywhere Project runs outreach sites twice a week at Ruth and Clearfield Streets in Kensington on Saturdays from 12:30 to 4 p.m. and in Love Park on Wednesdays from 6:30 to 9 p.m. If you'd like to help, we have a link to their website in the Philly Live section of NBC10.com or the NBC10 app.